Welcome to the Ryan Pineda Show, where our mission is to invest,
I only expect to make money in things that I understand.
innovate,
It's about believing in the future and thinking that the future will be better than the past.
and inspire.
I am much more likely to hit my goal just due to putting it out there.
You're now rocking with the best.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Ryan Pineda Show. Thank you for tuning in and listening. I'm really excited about today's episode because I am going to be talking about my schedule and how the heck I manage, 5 different businesses and a family with kids and travel and all the other stuff in between. I think it's going to help a lot of people out in determining what they need to do to live the lifestyle that they want to live. So I'm going to be going over real quick just what my schedule looks like on a weekly basis and then give you guys some tips for creating your own schedule. Okay. So first off, for those of you who don't know, I own pretty much 5 different businesses at that point, or 5 different businesses at this point. My real estate brokerage, Forever Home Realty, my CPA company called TrueBooks for real estate investors, YouTubers, whoever. My real estate education company, Future Flipper, where we teach people all across the country how to invest in real estate. I've got my my real estate investing company. I don't even want to call it a house flipping company because we do a lot of things now, but Home Run Offer, where we do over 100 deals a year between fix and flip, wholesale, rentals, everything. And then lastly, just the Ryan Pineda Show. This is a new company in itself where, it's all of my media that we do, whether it be YouTube, podcast, TikToks, everything, all the brand deals, sponsorships, all that stuff. So those are the main 5 businesses that I currently have. And as it stands today, the majority of my time is now spent on this, what you're seeing now, my personal brand, the Ryan Pineda Show. And it wasn't always like that. It took a lot of time to build up the other businesses to the point where, they've got great people, great systems, great processes where I don't have to be in there in the day-to-day. We have great people who handle the day-to-day, and I kind of can just oversee it and be updated, as needed. So for me, I used to spend all my time mainly in the real estate investing business. I was out there going on seller appointments, getting deals, checking on projects, all the stuff that you can imagine with real estate investing. I did it for years. And thankfully, 6 years later, I guess we're in year 7 now. It's gone a long way. Wait, are we in year 7? I'm trying to think. 2015. Yeah. So 2021 be year 7. And, we've come a long way since that. And, we've built it up to this multi-million-dollar company where I'm not really that involved. And, I still love looking at deals and I'm a deal junkie, but, the fact that I don't have to run the day-to-day is awesome. And it allows me to spend more time doing this, creating content, which I enjoy far more. I definitely enjoy doing this podcast. I enjoy, making videos and everything that we're currently doing. So, it's also hard to delegate the Ryan Pineda Show because who else can do it? Like it would be kind of odd to have somebody else hosting this. So, it is what I spend most of my time on. And, the people that do follow me always ask me, how can you manage all those businesses? And then, we still see you working out and hanging with family and, putting out all this content and still running the businesses effectively. Like, how is that even possible in a 24-hour day? And, for me, I look at it and I'm like, sometimes I'm like, yeah, how do I do that? Like once they start asking it, it's just something that's kind of naturally happened. So I'm going to give you just what my day looks like and, take some tips from it and maybe it inspires you. Maybe it just gives you the guidance that you need. And, we'll talk about how you guys can implement something similar into your life. So for me, I started from the top and said, hey, what's the most important thing to me, at the end of the day, as far as schedule goes? Okay. Well, some important things to me, obviously our family time, right? I don't want to be working all day. What's the point of making money in businesses if you're just only doing that all day and you neglect your family? So I want to make sure I have my family time. What's that look like? Well, at nights, I do not want to work. So I want to be home by 5 o'clock. It's something my wife and I have talked about. I want to see my kids. I want to hang out with my family every night. So I've already just made it like from the beginning, like I'm not going to stay in the office past 5. That's just whatever I got done at that time. It is what it is. I'll have to complete it tomorrow and catch up if I didn't get it done. But a funny thing that happens is that once you give yourself a deadline like that, you somehow get things done, because you start to think differently versus if you say, oh, I've got all day to do this. Well, you kind of spread it out all day. That's what I have found happens. So, I mean, that's a little quick tip. But, another thing I decided was that I don't want to work weekends. I don't want to come in the office on weekends. I don't want to, film content on the weekends. Like I want to stay home and just relax and chill and hang out with family, whatever. And so I just made that a goal of mine when I built my schedule. And so today as it stands, I don't do anything on the weekends. Now it's not to say that I'm always home all weekend. Like, no, we go on vacations. Sometimes I do have a business trip on the weekend that's out of state, whatever. But for a normal work week here in Vegas, I'm not working on the weekends. So I just kind of started with those in mind. The other thing that was really important to me was my morning routine. And so I've talked a lot about morning routine on YouTube videos and other things. But, with my morning routine, I value it because it sets me up for the rest of the day. And for me, the morning routine includes, waking up, spending an hour with God, between praying, between reading my Bible, between journaling, all that stuff. And then I also have a planner that I created called the Raise Plus Planner. You guys can actually download that completely for free at ryanpineda.com. And, I write in my planner every single day, and I do all of that stuff. It takes me about an hour. And then from there, I go to the gym, I work out, do my thing, eat breakfast, and that's what my morning routine looks like. I do that every single day. And the only change would be, like, I don't go to the gym every day, but I will do something active, whether it be shooting hoops because I got a hoop in my backyard or, walking around. Just I want to always be active in the morning because, it makes me feel better throughout the day, gets my endorphins going, and it's just something that as an athlete, as a former athlete, it's just been ingrained into me that you got to always work out. And so that's something I do. And those were like my main things. And it was like, how do I build my work around that stuff? Because what happens is most people will put work as the priority, whatever. And they'll say, oh, okay, well, I got to work, this time. How do I fit everything else in between that? How do I fit everything else around that? And it's like, no, you have to prioritize the things most important to you first. And so when you do it that way, basically what you're saying is, I value work more than I value God, my family, my health, everything. That's what you're saying. And I get it. I mean, a lot of people have a 9-to-5 or whatever it is, like that's your schedule. But I mean, here's the deal. Nobody made you take that job. Okay. It's not like somebody put a gun to your head and said, you better work this job and, or else. Like, no, you have a choice with everything you do. Okay. So you chose to take that job and that is your priority. Now, look, you got to put food on the table. You got to make money. I get it. But there are so many ways in today's world to do that where, it's like, you don't have to. You can, change pretty much anything in your life at this point. Everything is changing so fast. So for me anyways, those were the things that I looked at first and foremost and said, okay, those are the priorities to me. How do I still accomplish what I want to accomplish while getting those things? How can I film this content? How can I run these businesses while still doing that? And it makes you think different, okay, when you go about it that way. And so for me, actually before I get my schedule, I totally forgot to mention this. We're actually doing a giveaway for this podcast. Obviously, it's a brand new podcast, and we are trying to get on the new and noteworthy section, and we need your help. We are literally, I don't want to, maybe they'll flag me, I don't know, but we are bribing you to do this, okay? And it's super simple. There's 3 steps in order to win thousands of dollars. I'm giving away courses, I'm giving away merch, we're giving away a whole bunch of stuff, and it's super easy to qualify. All you got to do is subscribe on YouTube to The Ryan Pineda Show. Okay, I have 2 channels. I have Ryan Pineda, and then there's The Ryan Pineda Show. So make sure you subscribe to The Ryan Pineda Show for these podcasts. Second thing, you need to go to Apple Podcast and subscribe there, and also leave a review. You do those 2 things, you are going to be entered in the contest. And then you go to ryanpineda.com/giveaway to submit your proof that you did those 2 things. That's how we're going to know that you did it. And once you do, we're going to be giving away all that stuff, and we're going to get some lucky winners who win thousands of dollars. And I'm super excited about this giveaway. So definitely go do that. Here's a quick word from our sponsors. Many people want to talk about how much money they make, but what's more important is how much money they keep. That's where my company, TrueBooks CPA, comes in. We help real estate investors and business owners across the country with all types of tax and accounting services. This includes bookkeeping, tax planning, tax preparation, and CFO consulting. I can tell you, my businesses have exploded since I started taking my accounting seriously. And if you want to do the same, you can go book a free call at truebookscpa.com. Once again, that's truebookscpa.com. One of the hardest parts about real estate investing is finding a good contractor. That's where Southwestern Custom Construction comes in. They've been doing remodels in Nevada and Arizona since 2006. As a fully licensed and bonded general contractor, they're able to help with any type of renovation, all the way from an entry-level fixer-upper to a custom luxury home. Southwestern Custom Construction specializes in working with investors. I've personally used them on many of my projects, so I know their team is legit. If you want to get a bid on a project, head over to customhomenow.com. Once again, that's customhomenow.com. One of the best ways to get off-market real estate deals is through cold calling. And if you want to reach as many people as fast as possible, then you need Batch Dialer. With their predictive dialing technology and built-in CRM, Batch Dialer is one of the top dialers in the industry. You can switch between single or multi-line dialing, as well as do voicemail drops and call recordings. And for being a listener of The Ryan Pineda Show, you'll get a 7-day free trial. Just go to batchdialer.com/Ryan. Once again, that's batchdialer.com/Ryan. Now, back to the show. Now, back to scheduling, okay? I'll get into the nitty-gritty, okay? We talked about how weekends, I don't work, I chill. But weekdays, what do the weekdays look like? Well, I wake up every day about 6 o'clock. And I told you a little bit about my morning routine with, reading my Bible, with journaling, with my planner, with praying, with working out. All of that takes me about 4 hours. You're like, 4 hours? That's a long time. Well, you got to remember, I'm counting. I wake up, I shower, do the morning routine. I got to go drive to the gym. I got to go work out for an hour. Got to drive back, got to make some breakfast, got to shower up and get my clothes and get ready and then get to the office. My goal is to always get to the office at 10 a.m. Sometimes I'm late though. But, that's the goal. Get to the office at 10. And then from there, I want to work till 5. That's it. Like I said, I want to leave the office by 5 so I can be home with my family. And basically that gives me 7 hours every weekday, so 35 hours a week, to accomplish everything I want to accomplish. And so I treat every hour so precious because it is precious. Like it's not like I can get it back. Once I've lost it, I've lost it. Like I don't want to take from my family time or whatever to go gain it back. And so if you ever come to my office, you'll see I'm very efficient with my time, and I'm also very strict with other people. I'm like, hey, let's do this. Like, why are we wasting time? People walk in my office. I'm like, bro, get to the point. What are we doing? What do you want? And everyone's trained that way. It's like, dude, just let's all understand the importance of time. We don't want to waste it. So, really, I work 35 hours a week. But to give you an even bigger breakdown of how I structure those days to, hit the things I want to hit, every Monday from 10 to 5, I film all my content. So typically I'll film 4 videos. And last year it would have been all for YouTube, but now that we have this podcast, we're still figuring that out, but really figuring out, how should we film 1 or 2 podcasts that day, plus like 2 or 3 YouTubes, how much can we film, all that stuff within the office, I should say. It's strictly just talking head stuff like this. So Monday is our film day, and the reason for that too is I want my editors to have it the rest of the week. I don't want them waiting on me for content. I know that, hey, Monday, we do what we do. They have what they need, and we're done. And so I do that every single Monday. I will not take calls. I will not take appointments. It's always blocked off in my calendar so that we make sure we get that done, because it's, once again, priority. You always want to prioritize the different things. So that's, top priority for every week. The next day on Tuesday, as it stands today, we have my coaching call with my students at Future Flipper at 2:00. But other than that, we don't have anything scheduled. So that's when I'll kind of play catch up and do whatever I got to do. Since Monday I was super, booked just filming. So Tuesday I'll play catch up, take any meetings, appointments, whatever it is I'm working on, just work on it. And the only thing would be that coaching call. And then, we're also experimenting with a Clubhouse call at 12:00 on Tuesdays right now. So if you're on Clubhouse, go follow me there at Ryan Pineda. We do a call at 12 p.m. Pacific time, and just talking about money and influence with my good friend Brett Knudsen. And so that's what a Tuesday looks like. Go home at 5. Actually, I should add, I have a Bible study on Tuesdays. So from 5 to 6, actually at my office with my employees and other people in Vegas, we have a Bible study from 5 to 6. But then after that, I go home. And then Wednesday through Friday are really just open. I like to go out on Wednesdays from the office and go film stuff, whether it be at a flip or an investment, or maybe it's a collab we're doing for Flip Nation. If you guys aren't on the Flip Nation bandwagon, it's a series I do on YouTube for, flipping anything. The couch flipping stuff got so big, but, I want to highlight people doing other stuff. We've done sneaker flippers, we've done car flippers, and if you got any suggestions for Flip Nation and people you want to see, people you want us to collab with and film with, definitely comment below if you're on YouTube, and we'll try and make that happen. So, yeah, the Wednesdays we try and go out and film, do the collabs and out of the office stuff. It's easy to do this in office stuff like we are now because we're all based here, but, I try to do that Wednesday. And then Thursday, Friday is really my open days. That's when I will take meetings. I will, do Zoom calls. I'll, do whatever I got to do. I'll also on Thursday, Friday, plan for the next week. So I will, start scripting out the next week's content, whether it be talking heads, a podcast, whatever. And that's kind of how my week goes every week. Like I said, weekends, I don't come to the office. And in fact, my employees don't come to the office either. And it might be hard for a lot of people to believe, but one of my, deals is that if I'm not willing to do it, I shouldn't be really asking other people to do it. And it's like, if I'm not willing to work weekends and I want to have them prioritize their families as well, then how can I say, hey, you guys need to come work Saturday and Sunday? I do know that there are people who will because they want to, and that's fine. I mean, especially if you're a single dude who's got no family or anything and you want to just work, cool. Like, I'm not going to stop you from working, but I'm not going to require anyone from work, or anyone to work, I should say. So, that's what my schedule looks like every single week. Obviously I travel too, and I do speaking engagements and collabs and consulting and other things. But, when I do that, I just kind of shift it around and make sure that the priorities are hit, So if I take time from somewhere else, I want to give it back some way else. So if I got to go leave my family for a few days to go do something, well, I want to gain it back and go take them on a vacation, when I would have been working. That there's always give and take. Remember that. If you're giving time to something, You're taking it away from something else. And that's kind of how I treat it with everything I do. And I would just say the biggest thing with time management is first starting from the top of what are my priorities? You know, what do I value most and what's going to be the lifestyle I want to live? Don't let your job dictate your lifestyle. Nobody's making you work that job. And if that job doesn't, you know, line up with your core values and the lifestyle you want to live, well, you might need to look for another job, you know, one that will allow you to do that. So those are the big tips I've got for scheduling. Hope it encouraged you. If it did, and you're on YouTube, definitely comment. Let me know what your schedule looks like. Let me know what you liked from this episode. And as I said before, we're doing the big giveaway. So make sure you leave a review and subscribe on Apple Podcasts. Make sure you're subscribed on the YouTube channel, and then go submit the proof to ryanpineda.com/giveaway. And that'll enter you in to win potentially thousands of dollars and merch and courses and everything in between. So I really do hope that this episode gave you a lot of value. Hope it helps you get clarity on what your schedule should be. And, I hope you guys have a great day. Take care.